So we are going to try staff meeting via video because I know that a lot of you have the flu, the plague, so I feel more comfortable though actually because emails I know you're not all a big fan of, we're going to record it and then you all can listen to me, or I will send this via email, and if you can promise me you'll read the email, you'll have that as well. So a couple different things that we have on our agenda for tonight, since we're not going to meet. Work orders. So work orders, they're only checked 8:30 to 5 Monday through Friday. And so if you have a work order or an emergent need, so flooding, you don't have hot water in your building, I know that was the case last weekend, the front door is not securing, power outage, you can call the AC on call phone, and the AC on call can then get physical plant to come to campus. There may be an instance or so where, let's say a clogged toilet, where the AC on call will say, just put a sign on the door and we'll get to it Monday morning if it's Sunday afternoon. Because we do pay overtime to be able to bring physical plant back to campus, but definitely call it in if you ever have any concerns. Also, so this past 2 weekends ago, we reached 20 alcohol transports. 2 weekends ago, 2 of the 4 were from Richardson, so just keep that in mind as we're working with our residents. We only have 2 halls that are not substance free, so 2 is a lot from Richardson. Let's get that number down. Also, another reminder, programs. So before you depart for spring break, you'll need to have about half of your programming requirements done. So that includes 1 VTP. So then you'll have 1 left to do after spring break. So 1 VTP, 1 learning outcome program for your hall, and then anything that you had remaining from the fall. So if in December you had a VTP that wasn't done and you got the letter from me, you'll need to have that done before you leave for spring break, so that when you get back from spring break, you have a social program, 1 learning outcome program for your hall, and 1 VTP left. Kristen sent out the spring break duty calendar, so check that out. Also, tomorrow, Martin Court found out about their placements last week. So Martin Court is good to go. If you apply for an RA or hall counselor position, those are coming out tomorrow. Kristen's currently working on the letters, but she's got to draft about 100 of them. So it's a little different this year. For RAs, you will find out your building as well as your floor assignment. So for instance, let's say Chidsey North. You'll find out that your Chidsey North 3rd floor, and so you'll actually accept or decline that RA position based off of that location. So you can't just say, I don't want Chidsey, but I'll take the RA position. So if you have questions on that, let me know. Hall counselors, you will find out your building actually. So you will find out your building tomorrow, and you'll find out if you're working with a pair, and if so, who that pair is, and if you're just working with them or living with them. So for instance, you'll find out you are living in Richardson, you're living with your pair, but you won't find out your floor. Unless I've spoken with you individually. So you'll find out your pair, your building, that you're in Richardson, but we won't tell you your floor until later on, probably in June or July. And that's just in case once we set substance-free numbers, we'll need to shuffle the halls around a little bit. So I don't want to lock you into a hall and get you really excited and then have to change you all around. So all acceptances of staff placements are due on Friday. So make sure you get those in to Kristen by 5 p.m. on Friday. If you applied for an RA position, there'll be additional paperwork you'll need to do regarding a roommate as well. So make sure that you're paying close attention to that paperwork because it'll look different this year than it did last. Also, we have a lot of half-year staff members. We were able to accommodate as many requests as possible, and all of our half-year staff members have jobs. It's just might not be in the exact placement where that they had preferred. Because we have to offset everybody. So if we have John going abroad in the spring, we needed somebody to offset him who was going abroad in the fall. And we had to take multiple people's preferences into consideration, as well as how many people do we have turning over in the building. So we couldn't have Tomlinson with 4 floors have all 4 staff members turning over mid-year. So if you have questions about that, let me know. The other thing is we had a lot of people apply for staff positions from Richardson, which is awesome. And some of the area coordinators have let me know that your residents are raving about you all in their interviews. It got attributed as like the Richardson cult. Didn't know that formed, but it's a good cult, I guess. So all positive things, but they have great things to say about you all. Not all of our students who applied got positions. We had about 80 some applicants for under 30 spots. And so it was a really, really competitive pool this year. We have a lot of alternates, and it's highly possible that some folk from our alternate pool will get pulled in. And so remind your residents, if they get an alternate assignment, that that's not a bad thing, and that they can reach out to us and we can kind of give them an idea of why they got an alternate placement, and if it's likely or not that they'll get pulled in at some point in time. But we have a lot of our residents who got told, we don't have a spot for you, but you're an alternate, or come back next year and reapply after you've had an additional year. So hopefully you all, if you redirect them to me if they have any questions or concerns. So because we're not meeting this week, we're missing about 1/3 of our staff at tonight's area meeting, and so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for a couple of us to gather, especially if that couple of us are sick. So I have looked at our duty calendar. Nobody who is on duty has, or nobody who has the flu is on duty in the next couple days that I'm aware of. If that's not the case, let me know and I'll help coordinate some switches. The other thing is we have community gathering next Tuesday, the 28th, 8:30, 9:30 in Tomlinson. We will stay and meet for 20 to 30 minutes after that community gathering because we haven't all been together in about a month now. So I want to make sure that we don't go into spring break not meeting. I think for the most part, that's everything. I may be missing something. Again, I will send all of this information out in an email as well so that you have it. But if there's any additional things that come to my mind, I'll make sure that I include that in the email. Please take care of your fellow staff members. We're really being taken out with the flu, not only in Richardson, but across campus. Make sure your residents are Lysoling as much as possible. And if one of you is going to the store, make sure you're reaching out to maybe your peers and seeing if there's anything that you can pick up for them, or if you need me to pick stuff up from the store for you, I'm happy to do that. So take care of yourselves, and I will see you all at one-on-ones. All right, bye.